What y'all say, everybody? It's hell broke loosey. Been on the weather since Tuesday morning, so if my usual sharp discourse of never mispronouncing words and saying shit backwards comes unraveled, work with me. Pray for getting this low. Somebody told me the other day I fucking needs Jesus. There's all kinds of things to talk about here. I'm reminded, again this morning I look on my page, God screwed some fuckers implying hell. Attention, you people that come visit God Screw. The rule has been there from the beginning. You will not speak hell, imply hell, in any way. I know every implication of hell that is in the English goddamn language. You imply hell by the most subtle, smiling, sweet, like you wished you had Jesus on your side. Hell, you banned. You do it with a smile. You do it without no cussing. And you are guilty of the most depraved, mentally fucked up, deranged hate speech in the history of this goddamn world. We've lived longer now than ever, contrary to what some bullshit called the Bible said about 960-year-old Methuselah or some shit like that. Women are pushing 80, men are pushing 75. To think that I could go out here and get drunk, fuck God and all that shit for 25 years and I'm going to spend eternity in hell? You're following the minds of a demented fuckwad that invented the ultimate extortion method, and you will not talk that way. I tell you what, I have, it is 2 butt cheeks per person. I have made a total of like 100 butt cheeks hit the fucking floor telling me I'm going to hell. The same as if you come up and called me a nigger if I'm a black person. Your butt's hitting the floor. It's the most depraved hate speech in history. You will not speak it in my presence, or my page, or my territory, or you're going to get hurt. Because you hurt people with it, and the pain has to come back because these peaceful moderators think you can have a decent discussion with mass murdering that thrive on eternal torment, that there's a peace flower and a rational debate to have with you demented fuckers. They're crazy. Have y'all learned by now? I ain't here to appeal to you. I'm here to expose you demented appendages of the murderous, lying, corporate, theocratic machine. There is no reasoning with a bulldozer that's stuck on autopilot to just steamroll everything. You don't reason with that. You find ways to blow that fucker up. And I want to inspire the good people to vote in November and blow that fucker up. Another thing, I saw fracking. Common sense. I'm not a scientist. I've read science all my life. I'm a curious person. I know a little bit about everything and a whole lot about a couple things. I'm a generalist. I'm a specialist on horses and welding and things like that, but that's just trades, you know. Fracking is stupid on a common sense level. How do you blow the fucking earth up and expect shit to keep working? It takes, I forget the figures, the water that it takes to flush out the fucking fracking operation. It's enough water to feed, give all Africa water. What they use in a day could give Africa enough water to drink in a year or some shit like that. Then you're blowing the earth's shelf up. Hell, it's even dumber than drilling. Germany just banned it. We're going forward with it. We are not the greatest nation on earth. We are an advanced Somalia. The many reasons I fight theocratic tyranny, the Christian church props up all of this bullshit that is killing the planet the planet, fracking. They're all pushed by God-brain politicians in bed with corporate greed. Then you got your direct theocratic tyranny coming down through Hobby Lobby and them 5 treasonous. They should be in prison. Kennedy, Scalia, Alito, Roberts, and the other enema nozzle. What's his name? Robert. Fuck him. Need to be in prison. Osama bin Laden directly killed 2,800 people, pushing 33,000, not minimizing those deaths at all. No. Any death through blood and war, it's tragic. It's tragic. I'm not minimizing that. But we hold this one motherfucker up as a terrorist, and we hold these 5 up as the Supreme Court justices. When they murder this damn nation's rights, people are going to die from their damn decisions. Osama bin Laden killed 3,000 on this turf. Conservative politicians kill 45,000 Americans a year through lack of health care. They are the true terrorists of America. They all need to be in Guantanamo. I'm not exaggerating, not one damn bit. The 5 Scrotuses on the SCOTUS and every goddamn politician that votes against affordable health care for people. Health care is a human necessity. There is no such thing as a God-given right, because guess what? Ain't nobody ever produced God. And put them in Guantanamo. They're bad. They're bad people. Who was it? Voltaire said, murder's bad unless you do it in mass quantities to the sound of trumpets and through flags and propaganda and bullshit. We got terrorists on the right side running this country. Terrorists. We got domestic terrorism inside the nation of America, and it got there through the damn Bible. Another one I saw. Oh, I guess freedom from atheism is going to keep popping up in my life. Let me see, can I get this to you fucking dingbats head one more time. You cannot say that nothing can come from nothing, because you don't. You people that try to say we can't disprove the God. Science isn't trying to disprove a God. Science goes in search of, and it's going all the way back to the Big Bang. We don't know what triggered that explosion. There's 2 basic things from my understanding that we don't know. What triggered the explosion and what triggered consciousness millions and millions of years ago on this earth. You can't say that 2 chemicals can't come together and create consciousness. You can't say that because you don't know. It's called a question mark. Search. This is why I've always said, once God enters a conversation between human beings, God disappears. There is so much more shit out there beyond what we can understand yet today. We didn't understand what we understand now in 1950, in 1900, and back like that. It's called a question mark. That doesn't scare me. No atheist I know lives in fear of a God, and I never will. If there's a God up there that's treacherous enough and foul enough to write that book called the Bible, I can whoop his ass. I can outthink him. I can destroy him. I can put him in his own hell. Nothing that demented has a shot against intelligence. There's no intelligence in that God. You're going to say that God created the most intricate particles of the universe, an atom, the splitting of which is more energy than we can measure, and then come down and be worried about, whoops, I put too much fucking skin on a dick. Y'all clip it off now, yeah? Jesus. You're stupid. I don't know who's more stupid. I swear, I keep bringing up Ken Ham. At least Ken Ham is full of faith. Dumber than a busted rock, but he's full of faith. You motherfuckers that keep trying to say Nothing comes from nothing. And that means there's a God up there, 13.5 billion years old. Then you jump from that to a talking snake. You out of your goddamn mind. I've tried to tell you, if a God is found, it's going to be an atheist that finds it, because we don't have this predetermined water parting, Jonah whale riding, jackass talking, stupid son of a bitch, with laws against which days you can work in the fields and stuff. Y'all's cognitive gap. You've got one part of your mind that's over here, and you got another part of your mind over, and it's a fucking Grand Canyon between them. And sometimes, I'm limited access on my internet. I can't see everything I used to see. I'm busier than hell. I'm going to get to another little bit of topic here in a second. I don't stay in touch with the common mindset that still goes on. I used to be in touch with every day for a year. For a year I had time. First year of my life, I became an internet activist. I'm still an activist, but just don't have the time now. The gap in your minds that we can blow up this fucking earth, and the hideousness of it is it's all stemmed on God's got this, that we get to blow up this earth. Germany just outlawed fracking. Paul McCartney stood up and used his voice. He's pretty apathetic when it comes to politics. The Rolling Stones were too. John Lennon and George Harrison were the only ones that really spoke out. Of the two super groups in the history of all the way back to Beethoven and Mozart, in my opinion, I have the right to have an opinion on that. I'm a drummer. What's a drummer? It's a person that keeps the fucking band moving. Paul McCartney said Europe has to have an open conversation between public, corporate, politicians, everything. A completely open conversation, stop all fracking until a transparent conversation has happened. America, we just going forward. We blowing this shit up. We ruining water supplies. Anybody involved with fracking is just intentionally trying to kill the earth. Anyway, one of my other topics, I'm a lazy person. I work harder than any 56-year-old man I know right now, but I'm lazy, and I'm going to tell you. Me and my cuz, Riz, we say what we mean, we do what we say. We got a great young man we work with. There's three of us. He's a young man, 37. That's the toughest son of a bitch. On Wednesday morning, he runs 14 miles one way to work. And he gets out there and works his ass off without a break for 8 hours. I mean, that's my crew. Well, me, I come in this operation, and I figured out a way to get the same amount of production out of 4 days that you get out of 5. Now, if we was greedy, capitalist, Christian, corporate motherfuckers, we'd work 5 days to get more money. What we did with that 5th day? It's Friday. Here I sit. 3-day weekend. When you get the same... Now, if we can move that production back and get it done in 3 days, guess what? We're going to have a 4-day weekend. That's how intelligence does it. Corporate, greedy, stupid sons of bitches say, shit, we can get more production. We can get more money. Nah, baby. We get more leisure. Rest this old body. If you make $1,000 in 5 days and find a way to make $1,000 in 4 days, there's a decision on how smart you are. Right there. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do now? You see me? Here I am. Yeah, now we got to figure out a way to get it back to 3.5, then 3. And I'll let you know when we get a week's production down into 1 day. That's called using your damn head. If we teach McDonald's and everybody else to do that in Walmart, we'd be getting somewhere. Anyway, we got us a damn mess. Vote blue in November, goddammit. Even if you don't like it, it don't matter. Just put your gay shit aside. We got a planet here that's getting ready to blow up. And you apathetic Democratic voters, don't you ever do that again. Don't you ever. 2010, y'all sit back on your ass and handed this shit to Sarah Palin and Ted Cruz and the Tea Party. One day, every 2 years, Americans being activists. The stupid people vote like crazy. Oh, yeah, they out there voting, yeah. You smart, lazy people, get up off your damn ass and be an activist in November. Vote blue until we get us another party and get rid of that goddamn Right Wing out.